And I'm back with more Secret of Mana. And I was able to get all the fun junk I was trying to get. Chain vest, specifically this Kung Fu dress, which is a 17 for Primm, and then the elbow pads. Also got a couple of levels out of the deal, so this is about as good as we're going to get to try and get to the next area. So, doing that, I went through here, fought enough to get the items and junk. So I'm going to keep fighting them, just to get more levels. Because I'm going to need that money somewhere. And that might be something I do in between episodes, is level up and get stuff when if I feel I need them. But this is Gaia's Navel. Or at least the area closest to it. You climb your way down, you do the thing. You can fight your way around, or you can go around here. If you go down there with the girl in your party, she'll say, "No, don't do that. Don't be such a dick. We're going to the witch's castle." If you do that, you trigger a fight you really can avoid, actually, with some extra simple steps. That's what I said. This is a little bit of a branching path. The fight itself is kind of a mini boss sort of thing. This is a cannon travel, so don't go there. But there's a reason that you need all the equipment. So let's go to Gaia's Navel. It's these fucking guys. These fucking guys are assholes. So yeah, you want to get rid of them, because they hurt. Even with the best equipment, they hurt. So yeah, you want to get rid of these guys. And get whacked. Get whacked, buddy. Oh. Damn it. Stop getting whacked. Problem is, he gets hurt. And of course, Neko's there to be a dick. And upcharge our shit. Ow, you fuck! Ugh. Stupid cat. Yeah, what a strange place. Need anything? I can even save your game. So again, he charges double. Chocolate's 250 HP, candy's 100, roll jam I think is even more. It's like 300 or 500. This is 50 SP or AP, however you want to define it, or MP. Healing. This will save you from death, and a barrel will protect you from damage. Barrel! So I'm gonna save. Be seeing you. And yes, in the remake, he will make all these fucking puns and stupid fucking noises. He's insufferable. Japan likes cats. The internet likes cats. I've always been a dog person, but that's not why. Anyway, fuck you. It's just whenever it's an anthropomorphic cat, they always use the cat noises. Anyway, got bats. That's not cool. But yeah, it's just chopping hoods. They're fucking assholes. They do a lot of damage. So, if you don't have the best equipment, no amount of levels are going to help you. And that's true for pretty much any area that you come across. Any new areas, just chock full mostly of enemies that are going to kick your ass without the best equipment. So, equipment matters in this game. I was watching some randomizers, and they got, like, the super high-end, full best stuff they could find, and it trivialized the entire randomizer for about an hour or 2 hours. We won't be able to get into this without an axe. Well, I've heard there's a dwarven blacksmith in Gaia's Navel. Maybe some good weapons there. I better go first. Yeah. So this is the trigger to get Primm's stupid ass to do the thing that you want her to do, without her running off. Sometimes if you don't want to worry about them hitting you, you can stun lock them. So if there's multiple enemies, you can just stun lock them so they're at least out of the way. Also, in it, AI characters will get stuck on the trees and stuck on the branches and shit. So get used to it. It's not fun at all. But now I've avoided two things. I've avoided the girl leaving, and I've avoided a werewolf fight. And werewolves are the toughest enemies in this area, so not looking forward to it. Especially since you're only going to be able to fight with 2 people while trying to save a 3rd. Not cool. But now, you've avoided it. It's a neat little touch. They didn't have to do this, but it's kind of neat that they did this. Anyway, Gaia's Navel, here we go. I never understood why some areas keep calling it the Earth's belly button, but I don't know. Just me. It's kind of a weird thing. I know Chrono Cross did the same thing. I'm sure it's gotta be a thing like a Bermuda Triangle or something. I'm not actually sure where the naming convention comes from, but it's probably not just this game that does it. Because I've heard it twice. It's got to be a thing. Can't be a coincidence. I mean, town names are one thing, but for dungeons to both be called Gaia's Navel, they're not even related. The games are not even related. This has nothing to do with Chrono Cross at all. Shit, this game came out 2 years before Chrono Cross did. Or Chrono Trigger, excuse me. So. But yes. Also, while I have nothing to do but talking, I will mention this. I don't usually get questions about what games I'm going to do. But it stands to reason, like, what access do I have? I pick games mostly, as I've said, on if I liked them and if I have access to them. And what I mean by that is I would not be playing this if I didn't still have my SNES Classic, right? I would not be playing certain games if they weren't on the PS4 or PS5. I still have my PS3, but there's the rigmarole of using a splitter and, you know, still making sure that big black monolith from 2006 even still works at this rate. But if there were a game like that, or a PS1 or PS2 title that I needed, fuck these fucking drops. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna avoid those guys like the plague. They poison me. But yeah, other than those instances where, thank God, they have new ports of Persona 4, so I don't have to hook up a PS3. That was like the 1 or 2 games that I would do that for, or something like Suikoden, which is now going to be released as well on the PS4. But stuff like Lufia 2, I don't have access to. It's unfortunate, because Lufia 2 is fucking awesome. In fact, I would put Lufia 2 above even Final Fantasy 6 and over Final Fantasy 6, Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, and such. You know, personal preference. I love Lufia 2, but I mean, I'm not gonna emulate a game unless it's like on a, say, one of the rubber randomizers where you kind of have to. But that's more of a Patreon thing than anything else. Lee has access to some games for, you know, her own use. Like if we do Legend of Gaia after this or whatever, then we found a way so where she has copies and we can do it there. But I physically don't have access to it, so we found a way so that we're having her play it. But that opens up the door for stuff like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, where she would be playing them, and I would just be along for the ride, much like she was for Final Fantasy VII, and 8, and what have you. Because she knows those games better than I do, and I really don't, and I've said as much. But again, it's more about access. You know, stuff that's on the Switch, or stuff that's on an online virtual console. If they're there, I will buy them. Like everything I have on Twitch, I downloaded onto a PS4 or PS5, or I bought a PS5 to get PS4 versions of Tales of Arise. You know, shit like that. Because I think it's important. You know, I mean, most people really don't care about emulation and all that crap, and you know, in some instances you do have to skirt the line, but you still want to be careful and don't want big companies after you and all that shit. I get that. And it's like, yeah. So, it is what it is. I'm not trying to dissuade people from doing what they do and what they want. I just say, just don't obsess over it. But that's also the case of, like, hey, why not play stuff like N64 games? Like, if they're on a platform that are viable, I will. That's why I can't do stuff like the 3DS, because I don't have those mocked up 3DSs. I looked into that while Theatrhythm was available on the 3DS, but wasn't at the time for PS4. Now it is, so I don't have to worry about it. But again, I'm grateful for things like re-releases and other fun junk, because that opens the door for lots of things. Magic rope. Cool. So I can instantly escape a dungeon if need be. But yeah. So it's a matter of, like, was I expecting to do 3 Final Fantasy games almost in a row? No, that was one of them was a circumstance. Other was, hey, people voted on it, and it ended up being an awesome, cool thing to keep doing with Lee, and they are what they are. Like, I say shit about Kingdom Hearts all the time, but, you know, if that wins a poll after Persona, then, you know, that's going to be on there too. Like, there are things that I want to play, like Odin Sphere and River City Girls, but it's kind of like, you know, so it's like half and half. No, rather not. Those guys divide, and it's not worth it. So I think it's important that I don't go out of my way to venture out of my comfort zone unless I really, really feel like if it's a co-op playthrough or something, that I'm going to do it. You're not going to see me play games like Silent Hill on my own, because I'm not good enough. I do think that I'm probably going to do stuff like a retro thing. I just have to get a thumbnail for retro games. Now that, like, I have... Like, I want to save those kinds of things for Patreon only, but I'm also aware it's like, maybe I want to spend a day doing Super Punch-Out or Legend of Zelda, but I don't want them to be full-on playthroughs, because they would take at most an hour to 2 hours to do. This takes 15. I feel like 20, 30 hours. It makes sense. Once you start getting into the, hey, it's an hour-long game, that's like, hey, this is a special occasion sort of thing. So if I was to do like Legend of Zelda Link to the Past or a randomizer, that would be its own separate thing on a rainy day. But hey, we're here in the thing. In Gaia's Navel. So before we do any of that crap. Say, show me that sword. Oh, it's covered in rust. I'll break it in no time. I'm Watts the blacksmith. I'll get that done in 100 GP. Well, that's pretty nice. Right, wait a sec. 100 strikes. It's done. I've never seen a sword this fine in my life. Hope someday I can forge such a splendid sword. What on earth? My hammer started to glow. Wait just a minute, that must be the mana sword. That's astonishing. Perhaps the power of the mana sword has seeped into my hammer. That's great. I think I'll try and make an axe with this. Come back in a while. You can also take the outside. That'll now be a shortcut. But we shall save that for later. But yeah, this was a nice little discussion to get us through Gaia's Navel. And again, I think there's only so many games to go around, but at the same time, I have no shortage of things, and that's why I play longer games, is because they take me the longest time, so that if new stuff comes out, or new things come to my attention to play, or if I want to replay an old game for some reason. Not the most likely scenario, but it could happen. So that's what I do. But at the same time, I also like to put stuff on polls because I want people in the audience and viewership to say they have a stake in what they think they would see first. Because I'm not really in the mode to care about viewership and monetization and other things like that for now. Like, it's nice, and I'm grateful that I have over 100 subscribers, but again, it's like, if I ever make money off this, I will be grateful. I'm doing this to see if anybody actually cares that I'm playing Secret of Mana, or Xenoblade 2, or Kingdom Hearts, or the Final Fantasy games. I mean, we get the Pixel remasters, so we could do all of those games now. Soul Hackers 2, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Dot Hack again. I've played Dot Hack GU a lot on both Twitch and NIS, but I'm going to do it again. Tales of Berseria, or whatever, you know, all of those games. There's access to tons of games out there. And maybe stuff I haven't even seen yet, because they're not out yet, you know. So that's the thing, is I think people understand what my niche is. Thanks to being with Lee most of the time, I'm able to break out of my niche here and there, or have somebody else's perspective on things. And who knows, that might translate to other people wanting to stop in and help me with these, or the podcast, whatever. But people know what my channel is. People know what my wheelhouse is. I'm never gonna break out of that out of desperation, because I wouldn't have any tolerance for any of those games if I tried. People kind of know I'm in the retro sphere, I'm in the JRPG sphere, or the anime sphere. I know what my life is, I'm comfortable with that, and it's just a matter of, can I keep doing this? And I'm grateful that I am. So I just wanted to get that spiel out there, because it's one of those things I kind of do every little once in a while to reset things and tell people what's going on and how that shit's going. But hey, we're in Gaia's Navel, and we have saved the game, so I'm going to call it a day. See you next time.